All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chuck Williams, and I'm going to go ahead and mute all the calls real quick so we don't have any background noise we have to worry about. And you don't have to worry about any background noise. Laura, you will have to unmute yourself when it's time. But I want to welcome everybody to our call tonight. This is the Monday Nights Peta call. I host this call every week with a different guest speaker. And tonight, you're in for a real treat. But before we get started, it is my obligation and duty to show this disclaimer. We take our business very, very seriously. We are creating a legacy company here, and we want to do things right in the field, just like the company does right from the corporate level. This is a picture of Kathy Cooper, and she's been quoted as saying many things, all of which I love, but one of them is that if it's not right for the customer, it's not right for Isagenix, and she really treats her business that way. She's also been quoted as saying that she wants to have the most 6- and 7-figure incomers in a network marketing industry, and I, for one, have volunteered to be one of those. How about you? We'll talk a little about the income tonight. We'll talk about the products. And so this disclaimer just lets you know this is not a get-rich-quick program by any means. It's a business. If you're going to try to make money, you're going to have to work. And there are no guarantees. On the weight loss side, the product side, there are guarantees. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So we really stand behind that 100%. But again, we don't claim to treat, cure any kind of diseases or anything like that. We just tell people basically the truth, that you get the right nutrition in the body, and then the body can become the miracle. So that's your disclaimers. Here's a couple pictures of your host. Ladies, the picture on the far left, and men, that was me prior to Isagenix. And I actually lost a little bit of that fat off that belly before Isagenix, but the final 23 pounds that came off that body on the left there came off solely, exclusively by using the Isagenix weight loss solution. Now, I will tell you this. I am the poster child for no exercise. I lost all that fat with no exercise whatsoever. I literally sit at my desk here most of the time. My wife has got me up working out now and walking a lot better. My health's better, but losing that weight was not exercise. I was not hungry. I did not diet. I just simply put the right nutrition in my body and allowed my body to do what it naturally was going to do at that point, which was shed some fat, gain some lean muscle. About a year into the program, started to really get serious about the business. And I went to an event, saw a gentleman, Randy Peters is his name, on stage, a 60-year-old man who went from a picture like me in the middle there with, looked okay, no belly anymore. I was proud of that. I was pretty content until I saw him all ripped and looking good. I said, you know what? I looked at my wife next to me. I said, we're getting back in the gym when we get back home. So we did. And I took the 4 inches I lost off my waist and I put 2 on each bicep, and I've never looked back. I'm in better shape today at 57 years old than I've been in since I was early 20s playing college football. That's all you're going to hear about me tonight. Our guest speaker tonight is Laura Thompson. I've asked her to share her story in 3 different segments tonight. The first one here is just kind of giving us a little bit about who she is, her background. So, Laura, I am super excited to hear from you. I know you got a great record as an athlete and as a mom. And so let's just hear from you for a few minutes and then turn it back to me after you've had a chance to tell your story.
Sure. Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for having me on the call. Great to be here. So just a little bit about who I am as a person. I'm a mom. I have an 8, 6, and 4-year-old. So life's really crazy, really busy. I spent the first 21 years of my career in corporate America at really 3 different companies. And most recently, I was the vice president of HR at a Fortune 100 company. So as you can imagine, my life was really crazy. On top of being a mom and being an executive at a big company, I also am a diehard athlete. So not like Chuck, I actually work out all the time. And it's a big part of my life. So before Isagenix, I was fitting that workout in about 5 in the morning. And if I had more to do, I did it after work. So you can just imagine the pace of my life. But that's really kind of who I am in a nutshell today.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to share this screen again, and we'll get back into our PowerPoint. But basically, I want to talk about some market trends. This little bit of bad news is just to set up the good news, ladies and gentlemen. So sit tight. I am a very positive person. We're going to get past this negative stuff in a hurry. But we do have an epidemic here in America, and we've exported it around the world. There's a global weight loss market. It's huge, billions and billions of dollars. There's also a fitness market. Like Laura mentioned, she's into health and fitness. We have people that use our products to get the best performance in the gym and in fitness. Here are some of the challenges we face. We face obesity. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, I posted some today on my Facebook page about childhood obesity. It just breaks my heart to see these young kids just obese and what's it got to do for their self-image and everything else, but it's just rampant in our society today. Toxicity, bankrupt food, premature aging, stress, both physical and financial. How do we get these toxins in our body? Well, several different ways. It's in what we drink. It's in what we breathe. It's what we eat. It's what we put on our bodies. It is a serious problem, but fortunately, Isagenix has solutions. Now, I first got involved for the weight loss solution, but as I got more and more involved with Isagenix, I found out it is a well-rounded product line, much, much more than just weight loss solutions. We have performance. We have vitality, well-being, which I like to call healthy aging. We have personal care and beauty. And a fifth category is actually our financial opportunity. To share more about the products, I want to go back to Laura and let her tell you about how she incorporates some of these products into her daily life. So Laura, let's go back to you.
Okay, great. So I'll share with you how I use the products in my life. One of the things I love about Isagenix is that it can weave into everyone's life. So I did not start with Isagenix at all to lose weight. So I started really for the financial opportunity that we'll talk about. But along the way, I've fallen in love with the product line. And now I can't really imagine life without it. So if we start with just the shake, since that's what we're kind of looking at here, right? Before Isagenix in the morning, I was really maniacal about what I ate. And I used to weigh and measure my food. And I can remember how hard it was. I mean, with 3 little kids, it was just a huge ordeal, never mind the amount of dishes I was creating doing all of this. And so now it's really simplified my life tremendously. And I talk to a lot of moms about that, right? It's a really great way to simplify your life and still eat really healthy. So that's how I integrate the shake. I have a shake every single morning for breakfast. And then I usually have my second shake late afternoon because for me, I need that protein for the amount that I'm working out. So I tend to use my second shake in a day as a snack. I love this picture that Chuck has here because so often we hear, well, I already eat clean. I already eat healthy. So did I, right? So did I. But the thing is that it's really hard to get that much nutrition in one meal without being a full-time job to do so. We talk about energy, right? I use a lot of the energy products. Again, I've cut out the amount of caffeine I have a tremendous amount, and I use the e-shots, but I really use our food and our protein as a main source of my energy throughout the day to fuel my workouts. I'm going to go to the next slide there, Chuck, with the performance line. So let me talk with you about the performance line. Here we go. I use pretty much every single product we make. So before my workout, I use the Nitro. Sometimes I use an e-shot too, depending on what my workout is that day and how tired I'm feeling, what time of day it is. After my workout, I always use BCAAs, and then I'll usually follow with just the protein, right? And then we have a few other for those of you who are athletes on the call, we have a few other products that aren't listed here that I use a lot. One is the Nox. And so all of these products together, what I love most is that I used to use all of these things individually, but I'd go to just a GNC and I'd just stand there looking at the shelf forever trying to figure out what to take. And now it's like everything works together in a system, and I know for certain it's of the highest quality, and I can compete with these products and be confident that I'll pass any drug test anywhere. So
before I talk about one of my favorite products, the Isagenix, I don't know if you mentioned earlier and I just missed it, but you're quite the competitor in the CrossFit area. Can you tell us a little bit about your history in the performance arena?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a competitive CrossFit athlete, so it's a huge part of my life. I'm top 100 in the world in my age group. So to give you a sense, there was, I think, 21,000 women who competed in my age group around the world. So I was top 100, and my goal is to be top 10.
Fantastic. Now, this next slide, I normally let my guest speaker talk about, but she figured since I was a little older, I could probably relate to this point better than her. And it's true. This project is absolutely amazing. What are telomeres? You might be asking if you're a guest on our call tonight. Well, telomeres are found at the tips of our chromosomes, and they are one of the most important markers for determining lifespan. That's by Dr. Bill Anderson. This next quote I think is very, very important regarding Isagenix. The founder of Isagenix with the Cougars, John Anderson, was quoted as saying, the greatest discovery of our time. Talk about this particular product, the greatest discovery of our time. That is absolutely amazing. Dr. Gabriel Cousins talked about a breakthrough. into a whole new era. Well, what's all this mean? It means that Isagenix has a product called Isagenesis. And this product is a targeted blend of antioxidants, herbals, and adaptogens. And this product has ingredients, nutritional ingredients, that have been proven to support telomeres in such a way that not only do they slow the fraying and the deterioration of those down, but they've actually been proven to rebuild those telomeres. It's an absolutely amazing product, one that I take every morning and every evening. And you look at some of the older people like myself and Isagenix, and we just don't look as old as we are. I think a lot of it has to do with the great nutrition we're getting. Absolutely amazing product. This is one of them I will not live without. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the science behind this. And basically, one of the things that separates Isagenix from all the other companies out there in this space, and we really are a step ahead of everybody else, it's the science behind our products. 50 scientists are on staff. I mean, I've got to know some of these scientists personally over the last couple of years, and they are real people, and they're the best in their field. I like to think of Dr. Paul Osorio as one example, just a phenomenal scientist. And that's what Isagenix does. They go out and get the best of the best in every category, whether it be making our healthy chocolates, what we call Isodelights, all the way down the line, our new products, the probiotics and the enzymes. We get the best of the best in that field, and they come and they want to work for Isagenix. Why? Because we're impacting world health. Now, one of the first scientific studies that was done on Isagenix products was our weight loss system, and it was done by the gentleman I mentioned earlier, Dr. Paul Osorio. And when he did this study, he compared the heart healthy diet to the Isagenix weight loss system. And look at these results. They absolutely blew him away as a scientist. He couldn't believe his own findings, but the facts were the facts. 56% more weight loss, 47% more fat loss, and the one I think that's really important for our health is that twice as much visceral fat loss with the Isagenix weight loss system. Absolutely amazing. Why? Because we have a no compromise quality guarantee. And seriously, it's from the raw materials in the beginning, while it's being made, the process, and the end product. They're all tested. Third-party testing throughout to where Isagenix knows that it's putting nothing but quality out there. Absolutely amazing. Now, for those of you that are really into the product, by all means, we want you to do your due diligence. Go to isagenixhealth.net, and you can find a wealth of information, including our clinical studies, to help you learn more about these incredible products. And they are incredible products. But now I want to talk to you about what has really got Laura, myself, and others on this call so fired up, and that's an opportunity here. We have a world-class partnership. We work with a company called Isagenix out of Gilbert, Arizona. If you haven't heard of Gilbert, it's a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. Beautiful corporate office. And the mission, the vision of the company is to impact world health and free people from physical and financial pain, and in the process, create the largest health and wellness company in the world. Now, I had the privilege 2 years ago of helping Isagenix open up the UK and Europe. They started in the UK, and Eric Coover, the son of Jim and Kathy Coover, was at one of those events there, and I heard him give this same slide. He covered it, and he's going to be the future leader of this company. He's taking over for his parents someday, and he added a word to this slide. He said, not only do we want to be the largest, but we want to be the most trusted. And that really resonated with me because that's what I want to be a part of, is a company that I can trust as I tell my family and friends. So this next slide, I've asked Laura to come back one more time and kind of share from her perspective why she is so excited about the business side of Isagenix. So Laura, take it away.
All right, thank you. So let me share with you a little bit more about my story. I kind of described to you in the beginning what my life was like before. You probably got a sense of the pace of it, right? I really rushed through the week, every single week, just to get to the weekends and get food on the table for my kids. So I committed a lot to achieving the success I had in corporate America. And I always kind of wanted to find something different, but really never knew what that was going to be or what it would look like for me. Well, after 16 years with the same company and on that fast track of success, I walked into my boss's office and was told my position was being restructured. So we had merged with another huge company out of Texas, and they just didn't need my position anymore. So you can imagine at that moment, right, everything about me was that identity of being a corporate leader. And it all shifted in a minute. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew some of the characteristics of what I wanted. And I knew for certain that I never, ever wanted to give my own kind of power and financial stability away again. And so I started on this adventure, I guess you'd say, to figure out what was next for me. And so one of the first calls I made was to Joe Ames, who I believe is on the call tonight, just to talk to him about what might be next, right? Not about Isagenix, just in general. And he suggested this company. And so I went and met with Susan Miller. For those of you who don't know Susan's a part of the Cepeda team as well. And I just started asking questions, just like I would any other opportunity that I ever would have looked at, right? To invest my time and energy into it. And there were a lot of different things I looked at, right? One was around the management team, and not just the depth of that management team, but what are the cultures? What are the values? How do they lead people? Because that creates a culture. And I knew what I wanted to be part of, and everything I heard I liked, right? I wanted to be with a company that had amazing products and that stood behind them with quality and a no compromise, because that was really important to me. Compensation. Compensation was a huge factor for me, partly about what I could make personally, but more importantly about, again, what does the compensation plan look like? And does it allow for a lot of people to be successful on a team together? Because again, that's what drives the culture of a company. And so I loved the fact that this was a team-based compensation structure and that my success would be contingent on helping other people. I loved that. Training and support was a huge piece of it. I knew that even if I could go figure everything else out, I needed it to be simple for other people to tap into and learn. And I think the Cepeda team and Susan Miller's team has absolutely the best training I've ever seen. And so anything I needed, I knew I would be able to get, right? And then again, it's just in terms of a company as a whole. Like, what does the growth trajectory look like? What does the international expansion look like? And what is the overall opportunity and longevity? So every single thing I heard, I loved. But I think until you experience a company, you like what you hear, but you have to experience it a little. And so I just started. And I started really fast. And I just talked to people about what I heard and what I understood this to be and invited them to learn alongside with me. And I'm now here a year and a half later, and I think it's the absolute best decision I've made, for a lot of the reasons that I talked about. From a business perspective alone, it's amazing. But there's been so many other intangible pieces that I think came to me so unexpectedly. I think around the culture and the people. I've worked in really amazing companies. I've been really blessed. So I've worked with some great people, but I've just never been surrounded by the amount of positivity and supportive people in this company. So I think that's been a huge piece of it. And that just transitions into every part of your life. For me as an athlete, as a mom, as a friend, all of those things, I feel that in my life. And so it's been so much more for me than just the money, right? That was a necessary piece of it, but I feel a sense of fulfillment that I don't think I've ever felt in my entire corporate career. So.
Laura, thank you so much for sharing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk about what is most important to you. Obviously, Laura and myself are extremely happy about the decision we've made to join Isagenix, but what about your opportunity? What is your opportunity with Isagenix? Well, it all starts with a very simple concept of us as customers becoming associates. It's optional. You don't have to do it. In fact, about 86% of people don't do it. 86% of people in Isagenix are just customers. We love customers. But if you want to become an associate, you simply go into your back office where you'd order additional product and you request to be an associate. There's no charge. When you do that, the next step, if you want to build a business, is to become a consultant. This is the cornerstone of the entire compensation plan, becoming a consultant. And then, of course, we'll teach you how to share that with others to where they can do the same thing. But becoming a consultant is easy. It means you gather two customers. It starts your right and your left team. When you become a consultant, this is the core of the compensation plan. We call this the you share. It's you sharing with a couple of people and they become customers. Now, this is the rest of the story today. It's you share, they share. So as you share and a couple of your customers become consultants, that makes you a manager. If you can do this right here within your first 60 days of becoming an associate, you can earn over $900 actually, but let's say $900 if your two customers come in with what we call value packs in the same week. There's some product introduction bonuses. On a minimal basis, if your people just came in with a la carte orders, you'd make $500 if you could do this little picture right here in your first 60 days as an associate. So there's an opportunity for you to make some significant upfront money with Isagenix, and this is just a tip of the iceberg. Isagenix has a phenomenal compensation plan where they put about $10,000 in bonuses that each and every one of us can earn. A cycle is what really makes this exciting for all of us on this call, because this cycle is now money, but it's also residual money. As your customer base continues to order over and over again, as they enjoy the products, they enjoy the benefits of the products, as they order over and over again, you can earn these cycles month after month after month. It's residual income at its best. And so this picture right here shows you how you earn a cycle. The person who invites you to the call can write this out and make it make sense for you. It's really pretty simple, but I know the first time you see it, it's a little confusing. But you only got two teams, a right team and a left team. It's a total of 900 business volume, earns you a cycle. 600 of that business volume has to be on one team and 300 on the other. What really gets excited about this is the power of two, though. Laura mentioned it earlier when she talked about a team building compensation plan. We work together. We're not in competition with one another. We work together. So the people on your right team are all helping the people on the right team. The people on the left team are all helping the people on the left team. As these two teams grow, you get paid on the volume down through infinity. This is not a multi-level marketing company where you only get paid a certain number of levels. You get paid down through infinity. If you decide to go international with your business, let's say you're an associate in the United States, you're able to do business in Canada, US, and Puerto Rico, no charge. If you want to do business in the other 18 markets around the world, which I sure do, it's $49 a year to have an international sponsorship. It's well worth the price, I guarantee you. So that gives you an open canvas to the world market of Isagenix. As these teams grow, you're not setting up new business centers in each market. It's one business center, two teams, down through infinity. Over time, you can develop a very nice, significant income. I love this slide here. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This only goes to 100 cycles a week. The company will pay you in one business center up to 250 cycles per week. Just quick math, a cycle is $54. That's $13,500 a week, $700,000 a year capped out one business center. And then what do? They give you another business center if you cap one out above your initial one. It's amazing. The more you learn about the compensation plan, the more excited you're going to get. In fact, when you do understand the compensation plan, you're going to have a very difficult time sleeping for a while, because you're going to have been given access to a vehicle that can give you financial freedom. So what is financial freedom for you? Well, financial freedom is making more residual money every month than you have residual bills. And so figure out what your monthly budget is, what your bills are, and just look at the chart here and determine how many cycles a week would you need to earn in order to be financially free. Now, for some of you, it's in the middle of the chart. For some of you, it's all the way down at 100. For some of you, it might be a little over 100. Whatever it is, just realize it's just building two teams. It's helping people find out about great nutritional products and then helping them learn how to share that with other people. We get paid down through infinity. So I'll close with this. If not this, if not Isagenix, if not this phenomenal team that you've been blessed to be invited to be a part of, then what? And if not now, then when? When is the best time to plant a tree if you want shade? Obviously, it was 20 years ago. But if you're not going to do it 20 years ago, when's the next best time? It's right now. Don't wait another week, another month, another year. Get started on your financial future now. Now, I do want to make this quick announcement. This just started today, so it's very timely. If you're watching this recording, obviously it's probably been in place for a while, but as of today, we have what's called ISA Delivery. It's a phenomenal new benefit that the company just rolled out today. It's amazing. What it means is you can go into your back office and order this ISA Delivery. It's only $119 in the US, and that gives you free shipping on all of your Isagenix orders for the entire year. Ladies and gentlemen, that is such a savings for us that we order on a regular basis, the product. And it's not a certain volume of order. It doesn't have to be a certain size. It's all of your lifestyle rewards orders. It's any miscellaneous order you place during the month. This is an incredible benefit. It puts us in competition with the local market out there online. It's absolutely amazing. Now, during the summer season, they use coolers to keep certain products from melting and coming to you in a little plastic hump. And so typically there's an extra charge for these coolers. If you get the ice delivery feature, the little extra charge for those coolers is waived also. It's an amazing benefit, I'm telling you. So get with the person who invites you and find out the full benefit of the ice delivery, but they have really made it easy and great for us. Oh, and one more thing. If you're a new customer coming in, now they might not want to buy the ice delivery right away. They might not understand initially the value of having free shipping for an entire year. The wise and astute ones will, but they might not. If they order an initial pack of product that is over $300, they get free shipping on the initial order. So Isagenix has laid out the red carpet to make this as easy as possible for us to grow our business. I absolutely love this company, and I mean that sincerely. I've been the number one income on 4 different companies. I've been with a lot of different companies in this industry. Nothing compares with what we have here at Isagenix. So this great quote, I think it was Carol Tonkin, one of the ISA millionaires on the team, had this slide, and I borrowed it from her. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Whoever invited you to watch this presentation has given you that opportunity. I want to thank Laura for joining us tonight, and I want to encourage you to get back with the person who invites you and give them the courtesy. They thought enough of you to invite you to learn about this. Let them know where you're at. Are you excited about becoming a customer? Are you excited about becoming a customer and building a business? Where are you with this? Let them know. They'll be glad to help you in any way you want. God bless you, and thank you. Laura, thank you. You did a great job tonight. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
Great job, Laura. Great job, Chuck.